All right, hello everyone. This is my oral presentation about museums for my English class. So I chose the Fine Arts Museum in Montreal. It is located on the Sherbrooke Street in downtown Montreal. So I went by myself on the 25th of September and I visited the fourth floor, which is a permanent exhibition called The Arts of One World. It's briefly just art pieces from anywhere in the world and anytime. So there's some really old art and some new art, and just a lot of different cultures and styles of art. So before we begin, just proof of that I actually went to the museum. So this is the card I used, which let me access museums, and a selfie I did with someone who actually works there. All right, so my first art piece that I chose. So this was made by Nico Williams. He's an Ojibwe artist, which means he's from a nation of the native people of Canada and USA. Nico Williams was born in 1989 in Sarnia, Ontario, so he's currently around 32 years old. So this piece was made only 3 years ago and is called Bandolier Ball 2. As we can tell from the name, it's not the first time he does this type of art. So this ball is made from 12,500 Japanese delicacy beads. So they look a bit like this. So the motifs on the ball represent certain symbols from his nation. For example, the flower here represents the type of nature there was back then, and the strawberry represents the different meanings this fruit can have to native people. So the strawberry has different meanings, like the heart, medicine, or origin stories. I simply chose this art piece because I find it visually pleasing, and I liked the multiple colors and how simple it looks with the patterns. It brings themes like nature and history. For the second art piece, I chose this. So it was made by Louis Comfort Tiffany. So he's part of the Tiffany Studios. He's an artist that works with different forms of glass. Louis Comfort Tiffany is from New York and lived from AD 48 up to 1933. This piece was created around 1909 and 1910 and is made from blown glass. So at the beginning of his work, he first got inspired by excavated Roman and Syrian glass and developed a new type of glass called Favral glass. Later, he traveled to Near East and North Africa, which developed his interest in Persian glass. So this is a bowl made of Persian glass. He uses these inspirations to create his work. This piece was named after a small American woodland flower that looks like this. And so Persian glass has often rich colors and novel forms, which you can clearly see in this work with how shiny and globular it is. I chose this art piece because once again, it really caught my eye with how shiny it is, and because it looks like a flower and I just simply like nature. I find it cool how he can recreate nature in a whole different form. And finally, my last art piece I chose. So this was made by Manuel Mathieu. There he is. He is a contemporary visual artist and a mainly abstract painter. He's born in 1986 in Port-au-Prince. So he's currently 35 years old. So this painting was made 4 years ago in 2017, and it's called Self-Portrait. But it's not actually about Mathieu, but it's about his grandmother, seen from behind, tending a flower bed. He names it Self-Portrait because of his special connection with his grandmother. She was the first person in his family to immigrate to Quebec. The scene of the painting is set in Blainville, where his grandmother lived. The colors of her dress and the nature evoke the Haitian gardens of Manuel Mathieu Diop. So this painting deals with the concept of filiation with her grandmother, with his grandmother. This is my favorite piece of the out of the three pieces actually, because of how abstract it is. It just make my mind wander. Um, the style of it makes me think about a lot of different ideas it could represent before actually knowing what the story was about the painting. So overall, I really liked the exhibition and the museum. I actually never really went to museums until recently, and I just want to discover more. So I recommend going to museums at least once a year just to learn something new and have new, fresh thoughts. The only thing I dislike is when the art is sometimes not really described or really hard to understand, which is sometimes underwhelming. But other than that, I look forward to visit more museums in Montreal. So thank you for watching and listening, and have a good day. Bye!